Hello and welcome back. Have you ever heard about AI? AI is coming, AI is taking your jobs, AI is going to change everything. Well, I thought if everyone is talking about AI, can we use AI for the shape or origin? Now, one of the things that you need to do often with the shape or origin is to somehow you need to get to those SVG files. You need to get to the files to help you cut out whatever you want. And there's many ways. I have a video showing different ways to get to your SVGs. Obviously, there's also the Shaper Hub and there's also Shaper Studio to help you create your own. And then there's different tools. But all of these have in common that you need to either search for something and hope you find the right one or edit it, or you have to create it, which takes time. Can we use AI to create what we need for our shape or origin? So I did some research and I found an AI project, a company that is called Zoo, which claims to do that exactly for 2D and 3D files. So for 3D printing or laser cutting, all these kind of things. That helps you magically create the SVGs you want. And I have decided to test this out with you. So I have not used it yet. I will log into that portal and then try to create with a very naive approach, just the way I would do it, and we'll explore if that works for the shape or origin. Okay, so let's move to the computer. Okay, here we are on the computer, and as you can see, this is Zoo.dev next gen CAD built for the modern era. So this is an AI tool that is supposed to help us to create files, 2D, 3D files. And I opened an account already and we'll click here on try it out. And what do we have here? Demo, oh yeah, okay. So here we have this classical chatbot interaction mode where we can ask something, try requesting model, ask engineering questions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's give it a try. I never did this before. I need a 2D flat SVG file for the shape or origin to create a cubical box 200 by 200 millimeters without lid, say 5 millimeter thick elements. Create the necessary SVG files to build that box using box joints that are 10 millimeter wide. Okay, so this would be kind of like an instruction from a very naive perspective without having used this before. We want these files to create this box. Let's give it a try. Thinking. That's good. Okay, so it's doing something. I don't know, by the way, what this weird star type of thing here is in the middle. Seems to be there by default. Okay, this is already 3 minutes. My God, this is boring. Apparently you have to have some time to use AI. Okay, something is happening. 6 minutes in, done. I set this up as open top 200 by 200, validated the joins. I can directly write SVG files in this workspace as files. Oh, holy, what is that? I can't write SVG files in this workspace as files. Cut quantities, side AB, cut 2, bottom cut 1. What is this here? Why can't I move this? Is there a way to make this smaller? Oh, that's settings. I don't even recognize what it's showing here. Translate. Holy crap. It must be a zoom feature somewhere. Is it this here? No, that's the units. Oh, here? Views. No, that's front, back. Reset view. Oh, what is this? This looks like a side. This looks like the other. This looks like the bottom. And from a superficial perspective, the box joints look decent. Okay, so what does it say? Cut quantities, side. Oh, is that? That is the SVG code for the first side. So you can't generate SVG files, but here we can export. So we can click this, export part, type SVG. Ooh, no SVG. What kind of files? So these are 3D files for 3D printers and that type of stuff. But that's not what we need, nor do I have that. Okay, so this here is SVG code, which we can just select, copy. I can open a text file. I open a text editor, paste it and save it. Side A, SVG. Now let's open that with Illustrator. Okay. This doesn't look so bad. Looks actually pretty okay. Let's do the same with the other two files to check them out. Okay, so we have here the bottom part. I'm trying to look at how the corners look. That's usually the difficult part here. So let me see. We have here this would be the bottom part of one side and the other. I think this could work from what I see. The corners have nothing, and then on one side you don't close it and on the other you do. So overall these files look like they could work. So yeah, that was okay. It was really oh, what did happen now? Okay, there's some clunky things going on. In general, it's a little fiddly. So what is, it took very long to create the files, but they seem to be okay. The exporting of the files with this SVG code, that's very clunky. It's weird that you don't have an export to SVG part. Let me try something else now, clear chat. Let me see, let's say we would like to create a new shelf for the workspace, for the shape origin, because for the spoil board. I know you can download these from Shaper Tools, from the hub, but let's say you want to do something like that, just to see if that works. I would like to produce a new shelf for the Shaper Origin workstation.
That's the spoil board used to attach your workpieces with double-sided tape. Create the necessary file to cut out that spoil board with using the original dimensions of the spoil board included in the workstation.
Yeah, let's see if that works. I guess that's going to take time again. Okay. Ooh. Oh my god. My god, what is that? What did it do? Done, created, my replacement. Vertical workstation. Oh, okay. No. So it seems like it did the... This looks like the spoil, like these spoil bars that are up front, but I want the shelf. Switch this to a single spoil board profile. If you actually meant the shelf top, I can replace it. Yes. Yes, please, the shelf top. Oh, now we will have to wait again. Here we go again. Okay, see you later. Okay, here we are. Oh. Okay. Let me see. Size. For mounting patterns. Hole diameter. Thickness. Okay. That looks very 3D type, although I need that too. So let me say need the SVG file to cut it with my shaper origin. Oh, here we go. This is going to take again ages. Yeah, here we still don't have SVG. Oh my god, this is boring. Oh, here. Okay, so again, I have the code. So I'll do the same as before. Okay, yeah, this is, I don't know, not impressed. So because the screw holes, first of all, they seem too big, but also you need two of those circles here because one is for the screw head and one is for the body, so it actually holds. So that is a mistake. We could go back and say we didn't consider that the screw needs screw holes need two circles, one for this to hold the screw head and a smaller two for the screw thread. Oh my god. I think the killer here is how long this takes, especially if you need to iterate, if what it creates is not what you actually want and you need to give it, to change the prompt, give better instructions, the waiting time kills you. You're right, good catch. I don't know if you see that, but the screw holes are now in complete weird places. Maybe that's just an intermediate step while it's creating all that stuff. Hopefully they move to the right place again. Oh, now yeah, that looks better. Through hole, that's how it's called in English. Through hole and head pocket. Okay. I don't know, the through hole looks a little large to me because these are if I remember correctly, M4 screws. So 6.5, it's a tad large, but okay. And it generated again the SVG code. So let's try that again. And it's width. Okay, so now it has the 2 holes, and we would have to measure here exactly the location, but I'm just assuming this is correct. But before I would cut it, I would obviously measure that. Okay. All right, that worked. Cumbersome and long, but it worked. Let's try one more thing before we end this. Let's say we want a butterfly inlay, to cut out a butterfly inlay for a table that we're building. So I need to cut out 3 butterfly inlays to repair a cracked tabletop. Create these with the following dimensions. 1 80 millimeter by 40 millimeter, 2 65 millimeters by 25, and 42 millimeters by 20. Oh, and put them all in one file, SVG file. All right. Here comes the boring part. Did it finish? Oh yeah, seems like. No. Huh? Okay, it did not create the preview of them. I am confused and I don't know why. Let me ask it. Preview of the... I still see the shelf. In the meantime, we can save that code. And while it's thinking and figuring out what to do, we go to Illustrator and we open those butterflies. Oh my god. Oh no. No. What did it do? What weird shape. Isn't that called butterfly inlay? I'm pretty sure. Should we try with dovetail? Okay, well now it's still trying to generate the preview, so can I stop that somehow? Is there a stop button? With ChatGPT you have the stop button. Don't seem to have that here. Okay, now it's in the preview. All right. Okay, these are not really butterfly inlay shapes. I have no idea where you got these shapes from. I am talking about the ones that kind of look like butterflies, also called dovetail inlays. And we can go, let me do that. So we look for an image of one of those. For instance, this one here. And we save this. Because we can, here we can attach a file. So I am attaching a file so you understand. Oh, butterfly. This is actually an interesting addition here. You can upload something. So what if we have a certain shape or like a certain thing that we want to cut out, and we upload it and we tell it to trace it or to extract that shape. That could be interesting too. So maybe we can do a test about that afterwards. Oh my God. Are you seeing this? I hope it will change these shapes. It's only an intermediate state like we had before with the screw holes. Wow, these are fugly butterflies. You're right, thank you for the reference. Oh no. And there's flat ends with tapered. What? Tapered shoulders and narrow waist. Is this the waist here? Do these really look like that, or is it just a preview? I'm pretty sure they do. Let me export that with our clunky export. Oh my god, this is so bad. This doesn't look like the shape I uploaded on the photo. There the diagonal lines meet at they call the waist, right? You see the waist. But in yours there are that make the shape ugly. Okay, I don't think we're going to figure, or I'm not going to figure this out anytime soon, especially because waiting every time for a couple of minutes after you change the prompt is not really efficient. So after this, I'm going to abort the butterfly experiment and move on to another one. No. You can already see here that it still has it wrong. It's still thinking in this weird shape. Looks like a bow tie, which is funny because they call those inlays also bow tie inlays. And that, the shape that now AI is generating, looks more like a bow tie, like a classical bow tie for a suit. Maybe that's why it's doing this, but like in the body of knowledge from the internet, it sees that they're called bow ties and, and it tries to mimic that shape. But I did upload the picture of what I want, so it should override that. Okay. Let me... You can see the previews here. Oh, that's even worse. All right. Well, we'll stop this. This makes no sense. And we'll try one last thing for a pattern extraction. So a while back, I've been at a building in Fuerteventura, which is called Entallada. And you can see it has these beautiful shapes here on these walls, which were fascinating to me. And I thought about like extracting those for a pattern that you can then cut on the shape of origin. Now let's try to find... Yes. Okay, so now we go here. We clear chat. We upload this picture. This is a picture of the wall from the entire... actually, doesn't need those details. Oh, whatever. Please extract the pattern you'll find on the wall into a flat 2D SVG file I can use to cut out similar pattern with the shape of origin. Alright, this can go really wrong, or it could be really nice. Like if that use case would work, that would kind of save time. You tracing the pattern of the entallada might take a time, although I don't think it's awfully long it would take. But let's see. Okay, done. I trace the photo foreground. Flat closed. Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. Look at this, like they overlap here. And they're all kind of the same. This is not... These are obviously all different here. That's the beauty. These all look pretty much the same. They touch each other. This is all... Alright. Let's stop this here. It's starting to get boring. All right. I wish I could say this was fun, but it was actually not that fun. It was really boring. I mean, clearly the first thing for me is the amount of time that you need to wait until something is generated by this AI engine is just a killer. Like, I am not good in waiting, and it's like every time 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. The second piece is that if you need to refine your prompts because it's not generating what you want, that again leads to waiting times every time a couple of minutes, right? So it's not a back and forth. They often say it's like a back and forth between you and AI. Yeah, that works if it's just text, right? Because it's rather fast. It's also not super fast, but here, no. And then, I mean, the output in some cases was decent. I would say the box was okay. The shelf was okay after some misunderstanding. The bow tie was absolutely unacceptable, and also the pattern extraction did not work at all, right? And so then there's the question, okay, I mean, this is now free because it's still in beta or something, but this will cost money in the future, and it will not cost a little. Like, I'm sure, like, these kind of services, they are very energy hungry. So they need a lot of infrastructure, so this is not going to be cheap. I am not foreseeing myself using this. In the cases I need, either if it's something simple, I can create it myself. If it's something more complicated, typically I go and search for SVGs that have been created by others and buy them, or if they're free, I download them, edit them. The Shaper Hub is obviously also a very good place where you have a lot of cool stuff, and those files are usually really good. I mean, they were made for the Shaper. So yeah, I don't know. I'll leave the link in the description. You can try it out yourself. Maybe you have better results. Maybe I took the wrong approach, right? Like, maybe there is some secret there. I also found the entire interface clunky. I mean, the way you have to export your SVG by copy pasting it into a text file. I mean, I guess this will improve in the future if they add that export, but that sounds like a really low hanging fruit. Like, I mean, if you can export it by copy pasting a text, why would they not put it in the UI? But also, as you've seen, like, for instance, zooming in, out was complicated. Everything was a little clunky. So it's not mine. No. But hey, I gave it a try, and I am sure if you do the same and you figure out everything I did wrong, you can just leave it in the description of this video so others can learn, and I can learn myself too, and maybe, who knows, in the future AI will replace me. But right now, it will not replace me. But what you can do is you can leave a thumbs up on my video, and you can subscribe to my channel if you liked this content. See you around.